remember this fragrance that we talked about, which you could smell from millions of kilometers outside Al-Jannah, when all of the buildings of Al-Jannah will be made from gold and silver, bricks of gold and silver, and they will be cemented together with musk. With musk, the nicest smelling perfume-like. The gravel will be made of pearls, so women will be collecting, filling their pockets. They will not need to go to a jewelry shop. It's all for free. So will be made of pearls and rubies. And the clay is made of saffron. You will see canals of water running through. You will also see four main rivers in Al-Jannah. Each one will have, every one of us will have access to those four main rivers. Rivers of water, which its taste never changes. It becomes as delicious as ever. So pure water. Rivers of milk, which its taste again never changes. Rivers of wine, but it's not like the wine which is forbidden in this life. It's not the wine which tastes, rather weird and just people enjoy it. It doesn't cause you headache. It doesn't cause you to lose your mind. It's wine of Al-Jannah. It's pure wine. It's not like the forbidden wine of this world. So for those who do not consume alcoholic beverages in this life, in fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are forbidden, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace that, will give them rivers of wine, pure wine, non-intoxicating wine, a wine that is pure, that doesn't have any of these bad symptoms of the wine of this world. Allah will replace them with that. And then there are rivers of honey, pure and clear. So 4 rivers. What are the 4 rivers? Rivers of water.
Rivers of milk, water.
Okay, we'll say one by one. Rivers of, come here. And sit here and tell us what are the rivers. Okay, and look here. Okay, so people will see you. Okay, there will be 4 rivers. What are the rivers?
Rivers of water, pure water, milk, wine, and honey.
And honey. You're answering now on behalf of all of the children, right? Say it. I say it.
Yes.
So all of the children here have to win today, right? 30 riyals each. The parents pay all their children 30 riyals, you see? They have been very attentive, So you win 30 riyals and all of the children here. Okay, all right. You want to answer another question?
No.
Your father will go bankrupt. Yes. Okay, and then there are all kinds of gardens and trees in Al-Jannah. All kinds of gardens and trees. Not only those trees grow all kinds of fruits for the heavenly people, but those trees, they also grow their beautiful clothing, their beautiful garments. The clothes of the men and women in heaven will be grown from the trees themselves. In addition, when the heavenly people wish to hear music, Allah, as it is stated in some of the tafsirs, will cause wind to blow and move the branches of the trees against one another, producing the nicest heavenly music, so that I do not get in trouble with anyone. The nicest heavenly music. I'm not saying worldly music here so that I do not get in trouble. The nicest heavenly music and sounds that they never heard of in this life. And when we talk about, what's halal and what's haram as far as music in this world here, I want to have really a very careful statement here. I'm not going to give, a fatwa about music being whatever, halal or haram, and is it all music being halal or haram, and that I will leave to the scholars. But I will just want to make a statement. Those who keep themselves away from haram music, the music that our righteous scholars tell us it's haram, those who keep themselves away from it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enable them to listen to the nicest heavenly music in Al-Jannah. Those who keep themselves away from what the scholars, our scholars, tell us being described as haram music, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace them with the nicest heavenly music, insha'Allah, in Al-Jannah. We talked about the garments being grown by the trees. We're told that, let's say that a woman would like to wear a different garment, a different dress. She would go to one of those trees and she will have plenty of those trees in her kingdom. Remember, everyone in Al-Jannah will be a king, and every woman will be a queen. Everybody will be kings. As soon as the woman wishes to have a dress of a certain color, the fruits of the trees would grow that garment and she would just be wearing it. If she imagines that she would like to have a blue dress, blue garment, and then she sees her beauty, or her husband sees her beauty with the color of the blue, and then she says, I would like for my husband to see my beauty with the color of the yellow. That tree would grow again a yellow garment for her. And then she imagines, I would like for my husband to see my beauty with the color of the pink. The tree would grow that garment for her, and similar to the husband. When he would say, I would like for my wife to see my handsomeness with the color of the blue, the color of, whatever. I mean, the trees will be growing our garments. When you enter Al-Jannah, Allah will make paradise familiar to you. You will not feel like a stranger. You will not feel like you're going to a strange place. Sometimes when you go to a place and you feel it's a bit awkward. I mean, no, it will feel familiar to you. You will just run. You will just run to your place, and the angels would introduce you to your kingdom. There are tents. There are tents for people who like picnics. There are tents. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says that the tent of Al-Jannah will be made of one hollow pearl extending several miles high. So many miles high. And it would be made of one hollow pearl. Finally, I will end with that. There is a place that women like to go to very much, and men don't like to go to. What is that place? Marketplace, right? I mean, I just hate when my wife tells me, let's go to the market. So where do you want to go? Okay, now while you are there, where should I go? I mean, and every time, she says, no, come with me. I would like for you to help me in making decisions. What decision do you want from me? No, I really want you to be with me. But she knows that I really don't like marketplace. But she enjoys being there. And then she says, okay, what about this? This or that? I say this. Okay, what about this or that? This. All right. This or that? Okay, this. One time, I paid attention to what was happening. I discovered that at the end, she takes the opposite. And then I said to her, why do you ask me then, if you always end up taking the opposite? She said, you just do not know how important your advice is to me, because I want to know which is the old-fashioned one. Wallahi, she's right. Because every time she was asking me, I wasn't even looking, I was thinking about my own job. I'm a petroleum engineer, I was thinking somewhere else. And I was always, indeed. So what I started to do after that, I think it's something and I say the opposite, in order for it to come right. But there is this marketplace in Al-Jannah. In fact, the hadith of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ describes it as a marketplace, souq. The word in Arabic is souq. But in reality, the word souq in Al-Jannah does not mean that we will be in a place where they will be buying and selling. The word souq, it is meant to be a huge gathering place for the people of Al-Jannah. It's a gathering place. Where, as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ tells us in the hadith, in a future occasion, if we have one, we will go through it in detail, where he says that people will go to this gathering place, and when they go there, Allah would blow the northern wind, a wind coming from the north. And the north would blow into the faces and the clothing of the men and women there. And then when the women go back to their husbands after that gathering is finished, the husband would tell them, by Allah, you have returned far more beautiful than when you left. And she would tell him, Wallahi, you have also returned far more beautiful than when you left. So this is a renewal of beauty, an increase of beauty, and it is said to be once a week gathering in Al-Jannah. Brothers and sisters, the title of our talk is The Journey of the Believer to Paradise. I just want people to realize how great Islam is and how much promise and mercy Islam really keeps for the believers. Islam is a realistic religion. It talks to the mind of the man and the mind of the woman, and it sees what are the things that the human man wishes in Al-Jannah, what are the things that the human woman wish in Al-Jannah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would give both of them even over and above what they wish for, in order for them to see that reward in front of them. There is so much reward that we would be losing for just sins that are only for, to be enjoyed for a short period of time. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, there is no thing that I can think of, and here I'm advising myself before I advise you. There is no sin that we can think of that is worth us missing this joy, happiness, and bliss that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for us in Al-Jannah. If we have an opportunity, we continue inshallah in another gathering. Otherwise, I end here. I can receive questions, but as long as they are to do with the subject directly, because as I mentioned, I'm not a Muslim scholar, I'm a petroleum engineer, I'm a speaker, I'm not a scholar. So inshallah, I can answer questions as long as they are to do with the events of what happened after death. And I'll do my best, inshallah. Jazakumullah.
Inshallah, is there any questions?
One question. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam.
You're talking about the hadith that Rasulullah described the people of Jannah. having the age of